Hello, Internet. This is the Trans Trekkie. I am a Transformers fan and a Trekkie, which is what makes me a Trans Trekkie. And welcome to the first episode of May Divorce Be With You. Um, so, one of the things I wanted to address that I see on a lot of social media platforms is a lot of discussion about value, like what value somebody can bring to your life, or people talking about how they're looking for a high value man or a high value woman or what have you. And look, like, can we just stop transactionalizing this? I mean, look, when I'm considering you know, whether or not a woman is somebody that I want to date, I'm not thinking of it in terms of value. I'm looking for a partner, not detergent. Um, and I, for my part, I'm looking for somebody who I can share my interests with, who likes the same things that I like, and it's going to be, very much us sharing our lives together rather than looking at it in such transactional terms as far as like like what kind of value, like who you going to pay the bills, or who's going to do the cleaning, or who's you know or how much do you make, or how much do I make, or like, no, not none of that really should matter in my opinion. um, if you meet somebody and you fall in love with them, it's not going to matter, or shouldn't matter, um, how much the person makes, or what monetarily, or in terms of, I guess, labor, for lack of a better description, for things like housework, or um, maintenance, home maintenance, or what have you. In terms of that, I think mostly it should be more about getting to know somebody and getting to know whether or not you're compatible with them, not looking at it transactionally for, you know, how much are they going to be able to, help you support whatever lifestyle it is that you're looking for. Um, so that's, I see that, and it just sounds so, like, I feel like this is one of those signs of late stage capitalism. We've gotten to be such a capitalist society that now we are looking at relationships in terms of, in a monetary sense as well. And it's just, I don't feel like that's what relationships are about. Relationships should be about, like I said, two people getting to know each other, two people getting to know whether or not they're compatible with each other, whether or not they're going to, live a life together that will bring meaning to each other's lives. And that's yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. Just I see so many, like I said, so many videos about value, and it's we need to stop thinking about it in those terms. We need to start thinking in terms of um, meaning rather than value. So kind of a short video, but yeah, that's a trend that I see, and those are my thoughts on that. And I will hope everybody is having a great day, and I will see you in the next one.